This is Hakone, Japan. It makes for an easy side trip from Tokyo or a perfect stop on your way to Kyoto. After a few non-stop days in Tokyo, we took a 90-minute train ride into the mountains.
Welcome aboard the Limited Express Romance car.
Our main reason for coming here was to experience our first Ryokan stay. A Ryokan is a traditional Japanese inn, but it's much more than just somewhere to sleep. It's a deeply cultural experience. Typically, it'll be a traditional style building with tatami mat flooring, futon beds, multi-course dinners and breakfasts included, on-site hot springs, and guests wearing yukata robes throughout their stay. But above all, it's all about the hospitality. The level of care you're greeted with here goes beyond what you'd expect from a 5-star resort. From the moment we arrived, we felt incredibly well cared for, and that feeling stayed with us the entire time. Instead of checking in at a desk, we were brought into a quiet room, we were served matcha, and welcomed with a view of Mount Fuji. In Japan, people have traditionally used hot springs for therapeutic purposes in a practice called Toji. For generations, this has been a way to recuperate from illness, injury, or simply just the exhaustion of daily life, and often by staying at a hot spring ryokan surrounded by nature. And it was already off to a great start.
Last time, have you went to Japan? This is unreal.
After a brief tour of the property and instructions on the different types of slippers, because yes, there are multiple kinds, we were shown to our room. This first room is our bedroom, which staff will make up later in the evening with traditional beds. Then we entered the living and dining area. And we have a lovely little view out our window. Here's a quick peek at the bathroom, with a separate shower room, and of course, the toilet room with the Japanese bidet. That seems to be everyone's favorite part. But I think the part we were most excited for was changing into our yukatas.
Here's our yukatas, and here's the closet that they go in, but Chris's was too tall, so they had to hang it on the outside. But it fits.
What's great about staying at a ryokan is you don't really need to bring a whole lot with you. You can live in your yukata robe during the day, wear them around the onsens, and then you get special sleepwear. There's a special way to wear them and a traditional way to tie your belt, which is a lot more confusing than we thought it would be. After reading the instructions, a couple of failed attempts, and a couple of YouTube tutorials, I think we finally got it.
That's acceptable like that, yeah. That looks good.
Looks good?
Yeah, no, turn around. Back? Look at the back. Hell yeah. I think so. Welcome to Japan.
And with that, we were officially in onsen mode. Since we had some time before dinner, we slipped into the provided sandals and headed to the onsen, which was about a 30-second walk from our room. An onsen is a Japanese hot spring. It's got mineral-rich water that's naturally heated by underground volcanic activity. Because Japan is so volcanically active, Onsens are found all over the country and are deeply rooted in Japanese culture for their relaxation and healing benefits.
Hello, everyone.
There are a few important rules and you must obey them. So you have to bathe completely nude and only after thoroughly washing yourself first. Because of this, public onsens are separated by gender unless you're using a private one. We also use the shared onsens, which are open to all guests and separated into men's and women's sides. You're not allowed to take photos for obvious reasons, so these are images I pulled from the Ryokan's website to give you an idea of the outdoor baths. I have to say, these photos do not do it justice at all. It was so beautiful, soaking outside, surrounded by nature. It was incredibly relaxing. And what's great is that the men's and women's sides rotate each night, so everyone gets to experience both since they're slightly different from each other. Afterward, there are lounge areas and tea and massage chairs to cool down and fully relax. The experience continues with dinner, which is a traditional Kaiseki meal, an 11-course dinner served in our room. Each course is small and seasonal. It's thoughtfully and artistically prepared to showcase the very best of Japanese ingredients and flavors. The menu is guided entirely by the chef and the season, with an emphasis on balance and texture and presentation. And every dish is served in these beautiful ceramics that reflect the time of year. It's considered the haute cuisine of Japanese cooking. Each course is brought out individually, so dinner lasts about 2 hours. The whole meal feels more like a ceremony. It was an incredible experience, and there were flavors and textures we'd never tasted before. That said, if you have a very westernized or picky palate, this might feel challenging. If you're a burgers and fries or chicken Caesar salad type of traveler, you're gonna have to step out of your comfort zone. But for us, trying local food is a huge part of why we travel, and this ended up being one of my favorite meals of the entire trip. And a quick shout out to our room attendant who saved the day by giving us another lesson in how to properly tie our yukata.
Oh, okay.
And then do I put this?
Okay.
While we were out enjoying our evening onsen soak, our room was transformed for sleep. Another first that we've always wanted to try was sleeping on the tatami floors. It was super cute because it kind of felt like a sleepover, and it was actually more comfortable than you would think. Hakone is technically doable as a day trip, but staying overnight completely changes the experience. It gives you time to really relax and unwind, especially as a stop between the busier cities of Tokyo and Kyoto. The next morning, breakfast was also served in our room, and once again, beautifully presented. No bacon and eggs here though, just an authentic Japanese breakfast, and we wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Okay.
For our free day in Hakone, we decided to do something a little different. It seems that most visitors stick to the Hakone sightseeing loop, which includes a boat ride on Lake Ashi and the Hakone ropeway over an active volcanic area with visible geothermal activity. Which seems nice, but instead we chose something quieter, and to us, more interesting, hiking part of the old Tokaido Road. Running through the heart of Hakone, the old Tokaido Road was one of the most important routes in all of Japan. It connected the imperial capital of Kyoto with the political and economic center of Edo, which is now Tokyo. Hakone served as a critical checkpoint along this road during the Edo period. It was to control the movement of people and goods due to its mountainous terrain and lack of alternate routes. Samurai, merchants, royalty, pilgrims, anyone traveling between Kyoto and Tokyo passed through here. So needless to say, we were pretty excited to literally walk in the footsteps of samurai. And the scenery is just stunning. The Japanese cedar trees lining the road were planted by the Tokugawa shogunate in 1618, and most of those same trees still stand today. While the hike itself is beautiful, our main destination was the Amazake Chaya, a historic tea house. During the Edo period, the Hakone section of the Tokaido was particularly grueling and tough to cross, and so several businesses and lodges were built to offer travelers places to stay and eat and drink and rest. And the Amazake Chaya is the only remaining tea house from that era. And it's been operating in the same location, serving the same menu for hundreds of years. And it's now run by the 13th generation of the same family. So you can still enjoy the same warm amazake and mochi that travelers had centuries ago. The tea house specializes in amazake, which is a sweet rice-based drink that is served warm, along with black sesame mochi. We were told the recipes have remained unchanged from centuries ago. So we sat under the thatched roof by the fire and ate our samurai snacks. After the hike, we headed down to the waterfront to take in the views. During the Tokugawa era, travel along the Tokaido Road was strictly controlled, and one of the most important checkpoints stood right here on Lake Ashi. It's now carefully reconstructed on its original site. And we were lucky enough to catch Mount Fuji peeking out from behind the clouds a few times. Very incredible for our first trip to Japan. There's also some great little shops along the lake that we checked out, and we were really excited to find the famous black volcanic eggs, because we thought those could only be bought up top at the ropeway. This was absolutely worth the side trip from Tokyo and the cost. It wasn't cheap, but it was our anniversary and we wanted our very first Ryokan experience to be special. And it exceeded every expectation. If you've never stayed in a Ryokan or experienced an onsen before, this is an excellent place to start. It's peaceful, approachable, and especially great for first-timers. I would have loved to book a room with a private onsen, but those tend to sell out months in advance, so it's worth it to plan ahead. Our hosts were incredibly kind and helpful. I would say English was limited, but it was never an issue. We used Google Translate when we needed, and honestly, that felt appropriate. Like, we were guests in a Japanese-speaking country after all, so that was no problem to us. So I would say if you're looking for a peaceful, immersive introduction to the Ryokan experience, you will love this place. We booked it through booking.com and we had no issues at all. I saw it was rated a 9.7 and you can't go wrong with that. It was absolutely amazing. You'll find the link in the description and the comments or by scanning the QR code. I genuinely think it will be a long time before we experience a stay this special again.